And here we go already with our next game. And yet again, two phenomenal players here spawning on Echoland Waste. And of course, in the bottom right side, we have our red turn player, who goes by the name of Empire Cass.
And in the opposing corner, we are looking at the blue Terran player. It is going to be Bratok.
Obnovis Danichu Uže... Wait, let me check this. Uže davno postavil. Okay, I could read it, but I don't quite get what they're actually saying. No, I don't get it. I only know what davno means. It means like davno means like enough. Let's yeah, that's it for our Russian skills. But maybe we can learn later on a little bit more how this is gonna proceed. You of course know that word Davai, as Empire Cass was cheering up in the last game for our blue turn player here, Bratok. So yeah, let's see if he can actually show the same kind of result as we were seeing in the last series.
Absolutely, Bratok this time will go for the 13 barracks and the 13 gas, so usually you would see a Reaper opening coming out of that. On the other side we see Cass going for the barracks without any gases. He's now just adding on the first gas at around, around 15 supply, which is a little bit later, so therefore I would not really think that he would be going for any sorts of Reapers.
Yeah, very true. He wants to defend with Marines here in the earlier stages, and then might just switch up to... Yeah, well, I would actually wouldn't be surprised to see him go for a more Marine siege tank based army composition to set up his expansion and to go full out of this macro based game style.
Bratok actually not going for the Reapers. I was misreading that. He already now is going for the factory, which of course also works out perfectly. Getting that quick factory is always very, very nice, just because you can get Hellions, Widow Mines, and also you can tack on further on into the starport, which usually then means Cloak Banshee or whatchamacallit. The Raven, that's the unit.
Yes, the Raven, a very, very cool unit, especially in TBT. I think it can be very important. In general, I just love the Raven. I want to see it much more. Going for Seeker missiles, going for auto turret harass. That would be just amazing to see a little bit more in the future. And yeah, Bratok seems to go for the Banshee play yet again. But yeah, with the addition to go a little bit more Marine base in the very earlier stages, just to be more defensive against Reaper harass and so on.
Cass will open up a little bit more economically oriented here, throwing down that quick CC and therefore of course the lasers factory a little bit. Of course also with the reactor he's getting a lot of Marines to be able to defend against any sorts of early pushes that could be coming out of Bratok.
Yeah, so Bratok actually not seeing the command center of Cass being planted. Of course he can anticipate this by seeing the Marine count and by seeing them defending at the natural ramp. So Bratok, it seems he wants to go for a 1-1-1 build. We're seeing he goes for the siege tanks, he goes for the Marines, and yeah, I wonder if he's adding a medevac here as well.
That could be happening very much here. Actually, Bratok, I mean that's a very strange opening. I mean you were saying it already, but usually you will not see siege tanks that quickly. I was talking about that I think in the previous game. It's not really a thing that you rush for siege tanks very quickly. Of course you can do it, but it is not as popular. For example, let's say a starport with a tech lab or Hellion drops or something like that along those ways.
Yeah, but I think it's a very nice way to assault your opponent to delay the expansion, for example. But we do see a little bit of a run by the Hellions. Need to be retreating. He needs to deal somehow against these Marines with the splash damage being available. So Now, I wonder how he's actually dealing with this, going against this siege tank. And oh, look at that! He's even going into the main base, at least at the near the main base to assault it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he did get a medevac, if I'm not completely mistaken. So we could see the elevator drop out of Bratok here. Of course,
Yes.
Cass knows that. He saw the units coming towards him and is now asking himself, wait a second, where are they sitting?
Oh, wow.
And he now knows it. Units are dropped into the main base, as well as the siege tanks sieged up on the low ground. This is not good. All the
Great
SCVs
play.
are full. Can the siege tanks get a good volley onto that?
Oh
they
my
are
god.
dropping up big time.
All the SCVs might fall here. This is great play here by Bratok, but at the same time, Cass with good defense here, catching, dropping onto the siege tank line, and also the mines helping out here to defend. In the end, actually not losing too many workers.
I mean, if you look at the overall worker count, he lost, wow, 4 workers.
Wow.
And you gotta keep in mind, Bratok was playing it very, very aggressively. He has barely any follow-ups to that. He's now just gonna throw down his CC. And that is so extremely late. I mean, if you look at Cass, he already has his natural pretty much perfectly saturated, at least in terms of minerals.
Yeah, the workers are so low on HP, but did survive in the end, and therefore giving Cass actually a fantastic spot right now. Bratok needs to assault this a little bit more. He needs to get maybe the lift off at the natural base. He needs to deny this as much as possible. And Cass, he doesn't have any siege tanks. He's really relying now on the bio he has. He's relying on the Hellions and the Vikings. So he will get some more surface area, and here we go. SCV is being pulled to assault against these siege tanks, and he might just do it.
Wow, great job there by Cass, coming in from all the sides. Will clean that up with ease, and now it's taking a very, very nice supply here, currently 64 to 40. Which I think already speaks for itself. I mean, having such a huge supply lead at the 10-minute mark is, I say, the perfect position to be in to win this game.
Yeah, Bratok, he wanted to end it right there, or at least to delay that expansion from coming up as much as possible. It was a nice move to go just in between the third and main base, and to put the siege tanks there up, but Empire Cast showing why he is the top one in Eastern European scene.
Absolutely, Cass is actually now going for the move out here. Of course, he's still relying on his bio units, not really planning on building mech units just yet. Of course, he will eventually add on a couple more factories. So going for a mech composition eventually will be his end goal, but first of all he's going to do as much as possible with that what he has, and he has a lot of things currently. 30 to 28 army supply in favor of the Red Terran. He's dropping onto those siege tanks at the same time, coming in with the Hellions to assist those units. Beautiful play, they're taking out the siege tanks with ease. Also the Vikings are now landing to assist those Hellions that are doing some massive amounts of damage here.
Wow.
Already another siege tank goes down, and it seems like Bratok has been breached here.
And at the same time there is a drop in the main base, but this is not enough. Great play here by Empire Cast in this very first game of the best of 3. And I have to say, this can keep on going.
Absolutely. I mean, the games we are seeing today are just... They are just... They are amazing. I mean... I cannot even phrase it into words. How good they are.
Yeah, very true. So... yeah, we will be back with our next game here very, very shortly. And... Yeah, I think... yeah, do we go for a short break? What do you think? What do you think,
But
Almo?
first of all, of course, remember to click that follow button. Helps us out a lot. We're trying to get to that big 300. Would be awesome if we could breach that. We are still 2 guys short. So do click that follow button if you have a Twitch account. And if you do not have a Twitch account, make one right away while we still are waiting for the games. So that's your task for the break here while we're playing some music. So stay tuned and make a Twitch account.
la la.